Hi guys, sorry there last video one of the cleaners came in at the end of the day here and they were just kind of tidying up there guys, so apologies for that. So there's the first question. I did a little bit of colouring sense, so we can see here the flag is rotated from the yellow position around to the red position. Now recognise that this one here was the true shape, so we were given the true shape and we rotated it back southwesterly. Okay, second question here, so alright, these are exam style questions. So this one here we have, tells us here, the graphic shows a portion of a house and a bay window. So a bay window is one of those kind of like, think American style windows where they poke out. You see them in lots of townhouses here, even in Kilkenny as well. So the graphic shows a portion of a house and a bay window. The plan and elevation of the window are given. So there's the elevation, there's the plan. Okay, elevation when we're looking in this direction at it, and the plan when we're looking down on top of it. Okay. The isometric below shows the window in its open position. So I've coloured the window in blue when it's open, and yellow, obviously, imagine the light is on in the inside of the window. Okay. What we have to do, draw the elevation of the window when it has been open to an angle of 60 degrees as indicated by the line down here. So that line there is at 60 degrees as we can see here like this. Okay. So there's our line. Now, how do we draw the window in its open position? Currently the window here, we can see there's two portions to the window, two glass panels, but in this position here right now, both of them are closed. So I have to find those two panels, okay, down here in the plan. And in the plan, they're here on this line. So how do I find them? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring the middle glass panel down here like this, and now I can see this is one panel, and this is the other glass panel, okay? And the window is going to open, so now I have to draw the open window. So what do I do? From where it is in the middle, I'm going to rotate it around until it's in its new position. Okay, so the new position of the window, I just have to move my set square around here. The new position of the window, guys, is from here to here. So that's the window now in its open position. That's where it was, right in the middle, and it's after opening out as far as there. So now that I've got the window, I put in my colours. The blue represents the window when it's open, okay, and the yellow represents the light inside the window. Imagine you were looking inside and we're seeing the light. Okay, so now I have to change the position of the window then in elevation. Because it's after opening in elevation as well. So this point right here has to go up, okay, and that's what I would actually colour in then, or heavy in. And that's the window in its open position because it's hinged around this edge here. Now, if I was to use my colours based off what I've done, there's the window, that half of it. And what we have to recognise, because the window is now open, okay, I can see inside the window this portion. So as the window is opened up, I can see a bit of the yellow now. And there we go. That's what I see when I'm looking inside now, in the elevation. So we can see the window and inside it a bit. So that's the second question there, guys, okay? Very common exam style question there that comes up. So now we're going to go on to the third question down here. Very similar question to the previous one. So what we have here is the graphic shows a glass display case. You can see the display case over here. The plan and elevation of the case are given. So we've got the elevation here and the plan down here. The plan, that line there is representing the top of the roof. And then it says the isometric shows the lid in its open position. So the top of the roof is actually the lid that opens. There's our hinge line. Okay, so think of that as the hinge. Okay, and it's going to open upwards. Okay, it's like there's the hinge and it's going to open up like that. And we can see the line up here. Okay, 60-degree angle. I'm just going to draw on the line there so we can see it. So that's my line. Okay, now it tells us then, draw the elevation of the lid when it has been open to an angle of 60 degrees, which is indicated by the line. Okay, so we have to open up the lid. This is the lid where we see it as an edge view as a line. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to open it up as far as there. Right, so if I was to put in my colours again, imagine now like the previous one, there's my blue lid. Okay, and inside there then I can see all the light inside of the glass lid. Okay, so how do I represent that on my sheet then? So I'm after rotating it around, I'm after rotating the lid, and the lid obviously comes now as far as here. right there to that point. Okay, that's where it ends. So if I was to put my colours on it, well, the lid in its open position will be in blue, and then inside the window, or inside the lid, that's the yellow guy. So if the lid has now been opened, I have to draw a new position for the lid in the plan. This was it when it was still closed. Now it's after opening, and you can see where it's after opening out to there. So I'd have to bring that down and then bring these guys out, and that's the new position. So it actually we wouldn't actually see from the bird's eye view inside it at all as the lid opens out, and that's the new position of my lid. And if I was to colour that in blue then, so it'll go the whole way up as far as there. Excuse the terrible shading in, guys. So that's the lid now in its open position in plan, and you can see it's actually got wider. Okay, so there we have it, guys. And neither of those lids are true shapes because neither line is horizontal in elevation. Okay, so now what we're going to do is go on to the very last question. Here we go. So it tells us here, and it's very important we read the information. Like in the test, we have to read the information on all the questions. The elevation and plan of a jewellery box are shown. So here's the jewellery box. The lid of the jewellery box is rotated about AB. So AB is here, that's our hinge. So you can see here, A is here, B is here. So this is position for A, and this is the position for B. That's our hinge line, just so everyone's aware of that. And the lid of the jewellery box is rotated about AB as shown by the broken line, and we can see that's how high it will be going up as far as it's opened in the elevation. Project an end view guys, remember end elevation, that's what that means, okay, of the box and lid with the lid in its rotated position. So they're asking us for 3 views here. Okay, so step 1, what we're going to do is, this is the plan, we're going to rotate the lid in elevation. So let's rotate that lid. So there's the lid when it was closed. It would just be a flat box. I'm going to rotate it up, and that's the new position of my lid. Okay. So there's my lid. Now that the lid is opened, okay, in elevation, so all we did was we rotated it up. Once again, we could put in the colour. I will do. I'm just going to go blue. I'm not going to worry about the yellow or anything. Just focusing on the lid. So that's what the lid looks like in the pictorial, the 3D guy. This is what the colour, there's my lid in elevation. Now that the lid is open in elevation, it will also open in the plan. So what do? Bring the top of the lid down, and that's the line I'd need to heavy in plan. And that's my lid in plan, in there, with the space inside here representing the open box. So it's like I'd come along, I'd colour in as far as there. Now, once again guys, just skip ahead as you need to. Okay, so there is my lid in the plan. Now, the question asks us specifically, draw an end view or project an end view. So what do? Elevation. That's the arrow for the elevation, imagine, because that's what we see the side and we see the lid, or sorry, the front of it, and we see the lid in its open position. The plan view is when we look down on top of it, so the end elevation has to be this arrow, looking in that way, where we'll see this and the lid in that direction. Okay, so we would see the lid, or sorry, the rectangle here with another rectangle on top, because we do see the lid, whereas in the elevation we just seen the line. So what do? 45 degrees, bring the lines over, it's kind of gone into my title block, bring it over, and now all I do is go up from here, up, and then in elevation I need to bring it across, and I bring the height across, and there we go. That's what I will see. Just to explain, nearly done guys. Okay, and that's it. Now there is what I see. Look, that little section there is this rectangle, and then the lid, remember I'm looking in this direction of my finger there, okay, looking in that direction, so I do see the lid, whereas in this view here for the elevation I just see the lid as a line, but in this view I see the lid when it has been opened. Okay, so that's why I'm just going over it in blue. And that's it there, guys, okay? So there's 4 questions that really do often come up as exam style kind of questions. Okay? So yeah, that's your homework, guys. Hope you find that helpful. Good stuff.